Chairman, it's nice to see you again. Please, can you introduce yourself, sir?
Good afternoon. My pleasure having you around. My name is Oladotun Ola Conley, the Executive Chairman of Onigbongbo LCDA. Well, I can. I'm having two questions in one.
Yes, sir.
First and foremost, what I find rewarding, if I'm correct,
As serving
as a local government chairman.
in Lagos State.
First and foremost, what I find rewarding has to do with the fact that being a council chairman offers me an ample opportunity to be able to attend to the yearnings and aspirations of our people. That's one. Two, it gives me an opportunity as well to be able to practicalize the things I have at the back of my mind as my own way of contributing to the system. If I am not sitting as the chairman of the council, I can only suggest. But being the council chairman, it is rewarding to see me in action, transforming my innermost desires into action. So, saying that, as far as I'm concerned, it is rewarding. I can equally say that being the council chairman is rewarding because it paves the way for me to be able to touch lives, particularly the youths, the aged, and my community at large. For example, I have 6 wards in this local council development area. Out of the 6, 3 of them are very communal. 3 others are very cosmopolitan, even though the entire council is cosmopolitan. But there are 3 of the 6 wards that are very communal. Because of the communal nature of those 3 wards, it gives me an opportunity to be able to go inside into our people, especially the indigenes, so that we can work together to channel a way forward in developing our communities.
So, what do you find difficult?
In the area of difficulty, let me take finance as number 1. So many things are there that you want to do, but because of the paucity of funds at the disposal of the council, it makes some of your ideas not to be able to not to come to fruition. Apart from paucity of funds, you see, dealing with human beings, particularly at the local government level, because I am the closest when it comes to governance. Because of the closeness to our people, I mean the grassroots members of the system, as a local government chairman, irrespective of our party affiliations, you are meant to deal, to listen, to attend to virtually everybody that has one thing or the other to present or to request for. So that alone, it's a very challenging issue for me as a council chairman. For example, if not for what we are doing at the moment, I'm sure my phone must have been ringing, but obviously it has to go on silence. So it's a moment that you don't have a time of your own, except you just want to ignore. When you ignore, it becomes an offense to some people that have been calling him, he's not picking, and he doesn't do this before he became the council chairman. You'll be lucky to have some of them complain to you directly. Some will not complain. They transfer it, and some other people will pick it up as a means or evidence to measure you as a local government chairman. And critically too, One other thing that is very challenging to me personally as a council chairman is being able, or the challenge of trying to balance up requests from the civil servants, requests from the political class, requests from immediate friends and associates. So all these things require a whole lot of wisdom, as well as ability to manage the office. One that is within the ambit or within the purview of the local government is to try and maintain a very clean environment, whereby the indiscriminate dumping of refuse here and there can be monitored, so as to remove black spots within the council environment. When you look at Onigbongbo as a local government, Onigbongbo covers areas part of Allen, Okwebi, Maryland, the entire GRA, Maryland Estate, Chikapa, as well as part of Ojota to the right, on your way to, on the Ikorodu Road. So when you look at the area coverage, you agree with me that Onigbongbo is big, and to ensure that our environment is good to go with the people, that is why we went all out to go in line with the team's agenda of Mr. Governor in the areas of environment, by purchasing a mammoth refuse compactor, so as to ensure that we back up Loma in the areas of clean environments, to remove black spots, and to ensure that at least on a weekly basis, on a Thursday, we have the environmental health officers that go out to ensure that our people, either locals or corporate bodies, comply with the sanitation of every Thursday. However, we still have some people out there that are not still used to the environmental law. So what we do is to ensure that our officers go out every Thursday, do the monitoring, and at the end of the day, after the exercise, we try as much as possible to use our mammoth refuse compactor to clean up, so that we can maintain an environment that is good enough, at least to complement the state government efforts in using Loma to have a clean environment. Aside from that, we have tried as much as possible to engage our youth in the environment, particularly where you have people that are dealing with selling of radio cassettes, radio tapes, in terms of playing music and trying to create awareness. Once we have such instances, we do not have the capacity to enforce. All we do is to get LASEPA involved, so as to enforce what the law says. Even the religious houses too are not left out of this noise pollution. So once there is any alertness like that, for onward transmission to LASEPA, and they carry out the necessary law on such violators. Honestly, this area we have just mentioned, I can say it for free that are the areas that are giving me the essence of being here as a local government champion. Because number one, I am here as a representative of the people, and the people that make up the local government are in different layers. And to be able to reach out to most of these people, we have the CDA, the CDC, the market women and men are not left out, the community people, the resident association. And in bringing governance close to these people, there is usually quarterly meetings whereby we try to reach out. Let's feel their pulse. Let's tell them what we are planning to do, the ones we are not able to do, reason why we are having such delays. And at the end of the day, you know, there is no way people will not continually ask you for one thing or the other. But like I said earlier, every of the project or every of the programs you have to do is usually dependent on the availability of funds. So some of this you try to step down, but I can assure you that what is paramount to this administration, along with the people that are serving with me, is to prioritize at all times based on the returns on the essence of committing public funds into use. Thank you for that question. Like I said earlier, that this local government is located in a cosmopolitan environment, meaning that we have corporate bodies, industries, and what have you. And as a person that actually came up from the private sector, the council has a CSR department that we use to reach out to most of these companies. Me, I'm aware that most of them, there is no company that do not have or that does not have what is called their CSR budgets annually. But obviously, they won't give you their money. But if you push to them certain programs that you have intention of doing and you want them to buy into it, once you approach them, obviously they will respond, depending on your ability to reach out and your ability to be able to convince them that the projects are going to be in good use of the people. However, there are some of them too that all you need to do is to approach them and present to them. Make yourself available to them. So it is not all about what you have to get from them. You have to prepare and show them too that you've got something to offer. Once they are able to see and they are convinced, they will surely come to your rescue. And for me, I don't want to advertise any company here. All I can say to you is that some of them have been responding and responding well to our support. On the scale of 1 to 10,
Yes.
I take 7. Yes. And I say 7 because, like I said, out of the communities that I have, there is none of the communities that I don't have one-on-one with the stakeholders there. There is none of them that I don't have standing youths out there.
Okay.
That all I need to speak up my phone to call either the youth leader of the party there or the National Youth Council, which is a statutory body of youths that have their structure from the ward to the local government up to the national, state and national. So all these people are there for me to make use of in reaching out to our people, so as to show that yes, governance has come, and as a grassroots person, it is part of my desire now that elections are over to come up with what I am planning to call Meet Your Chairman. Meet Your Chairman will simply give me an opportunity to be able to see or meet with the CDAs that we have at the end of every month. Maybe every month pick up a CDA, attend their meeting, fill their pulse, and look at what we can do together in the areas of partnership. I can tell you for free, and what I'm saying to you now, it is very, very verifiable. Since I assumed office as the local government chairman, I have done programs in alleviating the poverty of our people in the areas of purchasing of items, in empowering our women. Just before we had Christmas, we had an empowerment whereby women were empowered, youths were empowered in hundreds. And aside from the empowerment of our women and our youths, I have a standing program, a quarterly program, where the aged, at least to service themselves, not necessarily for medicals, but at least on a quarterly basis, there is a stipend that is being given to the aged. And we have stepped up what we are doing with that. Now, they don't have to come in person. We have produced an identification card for them. All they need to do is send anybody that is available to them to the local government. Once it is due, bring the card forward, and upon confirmation from the agri department, such stipend will be released for onward transmission. Aside from the aged, there is equally what we have been doing that has to do with taking care of the less privileged people, particularly the people living with disabilities. On a quarterly basis too, we try to support some of them with walking support, like the wheelchair, like an aid to enable them hear, especially those that are deaf. Then those that are blind too, they have a school that we have tried to reach out and see how, yeah, for the blind, yes, where we can support them. And we have been doing this intermittently, at least to show that we care for not just the privileged, but the less privileged as well. Looking at infrastructural development, you agree with me that the local government is located in the heart of the state capital. By virtue of that, and like I said, it covers areas like the GRA, Allen, Okwebi, Maryland, and you know that these areas are, highbrow areas where every enterprise is taking place. That means in terms of road, there are good road network in the local government. What I have been doing, apart from the newly constructed, is to maintain the existing ones. For example, we have done in the last few months, we have done Akrele streets in Onigbongbo. This road was done with the approval of Mr. Governor to be able to expend so much money on the road. It's a long stretch of road that we interlocked so as to put an end to the perennial downpour and the environment that seemed to be a bit swampy. We have just done Eshubai in GRA. Presently, we are working on Lawa Street. We have done Fajobi. We have done Olorunfunmi in Olushoso, and we have done about 10 roads that will enable us, or assist us in connecting our roads, as well as reducing traffic on our roads. Apart from road construction, we have tried as much as possible to give our people water by sinking boreholes. At the moment, we have given almost all our wards water by sinking boreholes where we think borehole is relevant. Apart from that, we have tried as much as possible to give support to our schools, because education is key to this administration. We have provided books, exercise books, writing materials. We have even gone ahead to support our schools with benches and desks, as well as giving our teachers systems, desktop and laptops to aid their day-to-day workings. So when you look at the whole thing, I have been able to touch all the departments of the local governments through the support of our people, the councillors, the management, and the entire people of Onigbongbo LCDA.
Well, fortunately for us, we are situated within the metropolis. This is the capital of the state, and the challenges that we have, has to do with. But fortunately, the local government has a security committee which is in place. In it, we have representative of the police. You have representative from the community. You have people from religious, the Muslims and who come to represent Muslims and Christians. You have people from the chieftaincy council is also represented. So you have a committee that sits regularly to look at some of the challenges we have regarding security. But fortunately, we've not had issues that are beyond us here, so to speak. There are issues with, youth restiveness occasionally, but luckily the security operatives you have on ground are capable. They are capable, they are managing the situation, and everything, I want to say, is under control, to the glory of God. Well, the business of government is to, tackle challenges. Challenges will always be there. And as a government, our job is to find solutions. And this is what the government has been doing, finding solutions to challenges around. I want to say the major challenge we have, like I said, it's unemployment. A lot of the youths are not employed, or they are underemployed. We are aware of this, and government is doing all it can within the resources that is available to us to, encourage them to embrace vocational education, because we know that it is impossible for government to provide jobs for everybody. So we encourage them to embrace vocational education, whereby they can, on their own, have skills that could make them to be self-employed. And to the glory of God, things are improving. We are working on this seriously, and we are getting the result that we desire.